Welcome to this week's Security Report. I'm Paul McAdam. Thanks for joining us. Phase 1 of the massive expansion of the Mazaruni prison will be completed in October this year. This was disclosed by Project Manager of the Trinidadian Forum Kitchener, Ian Pebbles, during a visit on Wednesday by Public Security Minister Kemraj Ramjatan. Minister Ramjatan was satisfied at the pace of works.
The very important thing is to get prison space for prisoners so that we can shelve what Lusignan is presently and also some of the other prisons outside of Mazaruni, that is in Georgetown and in Berbice, so that the main prison will be at Mazaruni here.
The police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of pensioner Bagwandai Dida Dianarain. The 69-year-old of Plantation Hope, West Coast Berbice's burnt remains were discovered in a dried-out pond on the back of her premises this week. A large portion of the victim's estate was also discovered destroyed by fire. A businessman from the community has been detained for questioning. Police are investigating a fatal accident which occurred on the Soosdijk Public Road, East Bank, Demerara, involving two minibuses and a motorcycle. Reports indicate that minibus PHH 3467 was proceeding south along the eastern carriageway, reportedly at a fast rate of speed, whilst minibus BVV 5802 and motorcycle CH 6758 were proceeding in the opposite direction with a motorcycle to the rear. The motorcycle overtook the minibus BVV 5802 and collided head-on with minibus PHH 3467. The now deceased motorcyclist has been identified as 22-year-old Colin Byrne from Lot 91, Temeri Prison area on the east bank of Demerara. The drivers are in custody, assisting with the investigation. They were both breathalyzed, and the driver of PHH 3467 was found to be above the legal limit. Now for some highlights from the Guyana Police Force. On Thursday last, Inspector Sean Massey, along with Sergeant 18177 Sheldon Wickham and Lance Corporal 22239 Richard Trotz, lectured to the owners and operators of minibuses on the Route 45 bus park. Some of the topics discussed were overloading, appearance and conduct, obstruction of traffic, breach of traffic lights, breach of traffic signals, and the playing of loud music. The drivers were warned not to encourage touts and encouraged to assist with the bus park's preservation and maintenance. 30 students of the Araima and Hururu nursery schools visited the newly erected Mackenzie Police Station in E Division, Linden. The teachers, students, parents, and guardians were exposed to topics with ranks such as the role of operations rooms, the do's and don'ts of the courtroom, and behavioral patterns, highlighting the presence of suspected criminal activities. Here now are some of the highlights from the Guyana Defence Force this week. 2 soldiers have been given the opportunity to own their own homes following the first draw of a raffle by the Guyana Defence Forces Credit Union. Construction of the homes is being done under the developer's agreement in collaboration with the Central Housing and Planning Authority. The 2 soldiers of the 21 Artillery Company and Coast Guard, respectively, were among a list of ranks who met the criteria for selection, and their names were pulled at the raffle draw held at Base Camp Stevenson last week. The soldiers had to qualify for home ownership under the CHMPA's regulations. The construction projects are being provided for by the GDF's Engineer Corps. The 3-1 SF or Special Forces Squadron A team took top honors with a total of 774 points in the GDF's first quarterly fitness competition for 2019. This followed 2 days of intense competition, which concluded last week Friday at Base Camp Stevenson, Temeri. Training Corps finished second with the male teams with a total of 703 points, whilst the ensigns of the Standard Officers Course number 50 placed third with 696 points. The females of Base Camp Stevenson surpassed their counterparts with 548 points to gain first place. The Guyana People's Militias females were third with 486 points. The females training on the Reserve Officers Course number 16 placed third with 368 points, and Base Camp Anangana was fourth with 323 points. This week's spotlight goes on the Guyana Police Force's G Division Police's Youth Group, where a 2-week training session at the Bacchus Ground Affiance at Essequibo Coast began this week with the Affiance Friendly Alliance Police Youth Group. The training is expected to enhance the youth's skill in all aspects of the game. So far, due to this training, 7 of the youths have been selected for the Under-17 Essequibo team, 1 for the Guyana Under-15, and 2 for the Essequibo Under-14 teams. Kudos to Corporal 20746 Otto Austin, the group's leader, and Coach Rameswar Prasad, now on the Ghana Police Force's wanted list. Miller Amy Ali is wanted by the police for questioning in relation to murder committed on Ramzan Ali between the 11th and the 12th of July 2009 at Collagen on the east coast of Demerara. Anyone with information that may lead to the arrest of Ali is asked to contact the police on the telephone numbers on screen or the nearest police station. All information will be treated with the strictest confidence. That's it for this week's Security Report. Goodbye.